Hello War Farming, this is James Videos. In this October, I'm bringing you a video that is not something I've done before, but is very similar. It's in the same vein as the favorite Halloween monster video I bring you each season, which is coming this season, of course. It always is going to. It's going to bump up to top 50 this year, so that's coming, trust me. But this one I'm doing is top 10 favorite Halloween themes. So instead of monsters and stuff, specifically, it's the themes I like best. So, should be exciting. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments below, because I haven't done a Halloween theme one yet. I've done monsters, I haven't done theme, so I want to do this one. So, my favorite Halloween themes. We're jumping in at number 10, which obviously had to make it on this list because it's what I'm doing as my haunt theme for this year, an Asylum. I like asylums because not only is the medical vibe just kind of cool, I really like crazy people for Halloween and serial killers and stuff, and the truly disturbing and gruesome stuff. I love disturbing stuff when it comes to Halloween. I want it to be scary, as Halloween should be. And asylums are one of the most disturbing themes I think you can get. And I just really like them. They have a nice creepy vibe. They're usually pretty gruesome and disturbing. I like them a lot, and I'm excited to be doing one for my haunt theme this year. You would think it would be a little bit higher up since it's the theme I'm choosing, but it still made it into the top 10, so it's still one of my absolute favorites. Number 9 is Voodoo Swamps. I love New Orleans and stuff, and voodoo has always been kind of creepy to me. I know that, of course, it's not actually something bad or anything. It's actually a very loving and caring religion. But for the sake of Halloween and horror, voodoo is creepy. The voodoo dolls and the witch doctors and all of that, it's always appealed to me. Now, I also include swamps with this because when I talk about themes, I'm talking a lot about like themes for haunts and everything. And a lot of times, well, of course, basically always if you do something voodoo related, it's most likely going to be in a swamp. I really like that stuff because I really like New Orleans, and I find it's a very creepy and very awesome theme. Like when you do a haunt like that and you do it right, it's one of the coolest themes you can possibly do. Number 8 is Egyptian. I don't talk about it a lot. I don't talk about mummies a lot, but they are one of the classic symbols of Halloween, and I wish they were represented more. The only reason I don't talk about them a lot is because they're not that popular for Halloween right now, which is kind of unfortunate, but I've always loved mummies ever since I was little. They've always been one of my favorites, and Egyptian stuff I've always thought is great for Halloween because it's creepy to me. I don't know why. Just everything about it has always creeped me out. And any haunts I've been in that are Egyptian themed, they're few and far between, but any that I have been in that are Egyptian themed, they're really, really some of the coolest ones and creepiest as well. Number 7 is pirates. There is a debate always on if pirates are actually considered Halloween or not. When I say pirates, I'm not talking about your average swashbuckling pirates. That's not Halloween. I'm talking about ghost and skeleton pirates, so like ghost ships and stuff like that, the creepy nautical stuff. I've always loved pirates in general, but I really love the skeleton and ghost pirates for Halloween. They're not truly scary or anything, they're just fun and they're cool. It's a cool vibe, it's different, it's nice, and I don't know, I always found them really cool. And also with this theming, I also just think of just your regular nautical, like undead fisherman type of vibe. Halloween Horror Nights has a house called Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake this season, and it is their best house. It is phenomenal, and it just shows why I like that theming. 6 is plants, which are also one of my favorite monsters. Man-eating plants, of course, not just regular plants, man-eating plants. It's not done often for haunts and stuff, but it really should be. The man-eating plant haunts I've been through are breathtaking in set design and creep factor. Again, they're not like super disturbing, but they're just cool, like ghost pirates and stuff. It's just cool, and it makes me like it a lot. I think they're awesome. I really like man-eating plants. really awesome concept, and they've always just really appealed to me. Some of these I can't explain, I just like them. Number 5, laboratory. So I'm not talking, well, I guess you can group sci-fi laboratory into this, but I'm mainly talking like Frankenstein lab, but I do like the sci-fi ones too. And I love classic Halloween stuff, and the Frankenstein lab is just such a cool concept. I mean, it's one of the most Halloween things you can get. It's the true root of Halloween, and it's so awesome. But I would group sci-fi into here too, because I do love aliens and mutant bugs and all of that, so I would group that into here too. Really great. I did a laboratory themed haunt 2 years ago. Favorite haunts I've ever done. I love laboratories. 4 is Satanic Stuff. Because, as I mentioned many times, I love demons for Halloween. And the reason I do, and I've touched on this a lot, but the reason I like that type of theming so much is just because it's one of the only things that truly creeps me out. One of the only things that truly disturbs me, because it's creepy. It's incredibly creepy, and I do believe in it myself. And so to have something like that, and to have something that dark, I mean, it's the root of evil. To have that, truly, for me personally, it keeps me on edge. It makes me feel uneasy. And for Halloween, that's what you want. Now, that's not the only reason I like it. That's one of the main reasons I've liked it, but I also just think it's cool. Like, I love demons because they look cool. I love the classic fire demon aspect. I think they're awesome. But really, a disturbing, creepy theme. 3 is going to be vintage Halloween. So, like the vintage cats, the vintage pumpkins, all of that stuff, I love it so much, and everyone knows. Most people know that about me. I mean, take a look at this guy right here. I have so many of these vintage masks and stuff from Spirit. Yeah, vintage stuff is literally one of the greatest things about Halloween. It's mostly how I decorate for Halloween. When I decorate my house is mostly with the vintage stuff, because I just love it so much, and it's Halloween at its most Halloween. Now, one thing I want to mention is, though, with theming, a lot of it's talking about haunt theming. I mean, I'm just talking about theming in general, but a lot of this I'm relating to haunt theming, because that's typically how themes are represented in Halloween, is through haunts. But so I do want to touch on the fact that there's not many haunts or anything that go with this type of vintage Halloween vibe, which I mean, I get. It's hard to do. It's very hard to do in a haunt, because vintage is an aesthetic of just how Halloween looked back then, more than it is a theme itself. However, it can still be done, because you would just have it be set on Halloween back then, and you can put a creepy twist on it. Like Halloween Horror Nights this year has a scare zone, which is entirely vintage Halloween, and they did it perfectly. And that's exactly more that I would like to see, because like I said, though it's an aesthetic of old Halloween, you can make a good theme out of it for sure. Number 2, a lot of people know this one. If you don't, here you go. Farm. This kind of goes, again, you're going to notice the themes that are in my top 5, are all very classic Halloween. Especially these top 3. Really, I should say these top 3. You'll notice that, because I just love classic Halloween stuff. I mean, it's what Halloween is. It's what truly makes up the roots of the holiday, and I love it. Farms are just so cool. It's such classic Halloween. It's what makes me think of Halloween the most, right behind the vintage. Like scarecrows and pumpkins and corn stalks and all of that. And when in the haunt world, farms are some of my favorite themes for haunts. They always look so great. They're always so creepy with scarecrows and stuff. And I mean, you could group in butchers and slaughterhouses in here too. There's a lot you can expand on with a farm, which is something that's so great about it, because you could do a pumpkin patch, you could do a cornfield, you can do a butcher shop, you can do creepy farmhouse. There's so much you can do. And it's just so classic Halloween that I just can't help but love it. But there's one theme that beats it out for me, and a lot of people probably know this one. Haunted mansions. What can I say about haunted mansions that I haven't already said? Again, they're super classic Halloween. I mean, an old rundown house is one of the first images that come into your mind when you think of Halloween for a reason. One of the other things that truly creeps me out is ghosts. Ghosts creep me out. I don't know why, they just do. They always have. I've always found ghosts creepy. I'm not 100% sure whether I believe in them or not, but they still creep me out. I think it's because of the fact that we don't know if they're real or not. That really intrigues me about them. So, granted, I'm going to like Haunted Mansion thieves, but even just the ghosts I like about it. I love the whole vibe, because I really like, along with the classic Halloween vibes, I really like the gothic stuff a lot too, because it's just so dark. And I like the really dark, dreary, moody aesthetics. And just, I mean, Halloween's a holiday about death, and a haunted mansion is the most you can delve into that, including cemeteries. I would include cemeteries in this too. Though cemeteries stand alone, I wouldn't say are this high up on my list. With mansions, you can include those too. And when I think of haunted mansions, I think of Disney's Haunted Mansion and those types of ghosts, you know, in the old Victorian clothing, they glow blue. I don't know why I love it so much, I just do. And ghosts aren't even my favorite monsters. I mean, they're in my top 5, but they're not my absolute top favorite. Go to the monster video that's coming out in a few days or weeks for that. Just a little plug. But ghosts are not even my top, even though they're very close to the top. They're not my absolute top. But mansions, dang, they're just so cool. And I just want to say, in a haunt, they make usually what are my if you have multiple haunts laid out in front of me. Let's say of all these themes I just listed off, and I go through them all. Obviously, I'm gonna love them all. They're all in my top 10. Not a single one I will not like, if it's a well-done haunt. A mansion is gonna be my top. I don't know why. Last year, I did a mansion-themed haunt, as most of you know, and it is my favorite haunt I've done, not counting Fearbrook Asylum, just because Fearbrook Asylum has not opened to the public yet, so it's not 100% complete yet. As it's looking, I think Fearbrook Asylum is going to beat out the Mortem Manor, and that's a good thing for you guys to hear, because that means you have something really cool in store for you. It's close to being finished. Fearbrook Asylum, it opens next weekend. Buy your tickets. It's close to being finished, so I think it's going to beat out the Mortem Manor, but the Mortem Manor just shows why I love mansions so much. They are so cool. Anyways, that wraps up this new video. Is this going to be something I do every year now, like the monster video? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see how well this does, and how much money you guys get me on this video. I'm kidding, of course. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Let me know your favorite Halloween themes in the comments below. And remember to buy your tickets for Fearville in the description so you can witness Fearbrook Asylum for yourself. Keep howling at the moon, my werewolves.